Howdy, folks. Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and we have indeed reached another Beer 30. Cheers. I am currently enjoying, excuse me, gotta clean up the mustache there. I am enjoying a Brauhaus Oktoberfest style beer from Red Rock Brewing, which is a local brewery here where we are in Utah. And I was at the state liquor store today, and they had this on clearance. So picked me up one of those. Never had it before. I've had lots of Oktoberfest style beer before, especially when I was in Germany. And this is quite good. This is a little heavier flavor wise than other Oktoberfests that I've had. So as a quick recap for you guys that may be new to the channel, this is the segment where I basically have a nice craft brew. We talk a little bit about beer, and then we move on to the gaming topics of the day. Gaming, beer together, a great combo, right? So, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment below, share, whatever. Trying to get monetized, so all the help is appreciated. So back to this real quick. So this is 5.5% by volume on the alcohol. That could be what I'm taking. It might be. I don't know. I can't remember if the stuff in Germany, how strong it was, but you were drinking gigantic ones. So it didn't really matter, because after 2 or 3 of those, it didn't matter what, You can definitely taste the specific hops and barley and so forth that make it, make it an Oktoberfest style. Has that amber color. Beautiful looking beer. Delicious. So, okay, that's enough on the beer. I hope you're having something refreshing while we're doing this. The one thing I like about this series of doing this once a week, where just kind of, I have a beer, we talk about beer a little bit, we talk about games, all that stuff, is it's a little bit of on a Tuesday, it's a little bit of a breakup of, the heaviness of the week, especially with what's happening in Europe right now. The news is really heavy. Everything seems to be very heavy right now. So having this one little 15-minute session here where we can just talk games and beer and shit like that, I think it's important. So a couple of gaming topics to cover today. I am absolutely stupefied that there is a gaming streaming service I had never heard of that was in basically in like a beta up until now. Now it's live, and it is by Amazon, and it is called Amazon Luna, and it is their gaming streaming service. And it's similar to Stadia, like the Google Stadia. You don't need any kind of hardware or anything. And if you happen to be a Prime Amazon Prime member, it's free for the basic Luna service. And it looks like what they're going to do is every month they're going to have a different game that you can stream. There is no way currently on there to actually purchase any games like permanently and like have them in your library or whatever. It doesn't seem to be that way. It seems that you can do the free service if you are a Prime member, and you get, like, this month, it is Devil May Cry 5, I think is what it is. I tried it out with Devil, because I'm a Prime member, so it didn't cost me anything. It was extremely easy to. I just went to Prime Gaming, clicked Try Luna, clicked Devil May Cry 5, start the game, and it just started like it was on my hard drive. There was literally no no stuttering, there was no lag, there was no nothing. It was like it was on my hard drive. It was like it was on my solid state drive. I mean, it was like, and it streamed everything. There's nothing that you're not downloading anything. You're just streaming it. And so uh, that particular game, I tried it for a while. It's definitely not my style of game, but I was doing it more to test out the system of this Luna streaming service. And I mean, if it had been a game that I wanted to play, that I was interested in, um, I would have been ecstatic because it's like, okay, I can just play this and not have to worry about taking up any hard drive space. I don't have to buy it. It's part of the free service. It's a win-win. Now again, that game is only streaming through April 1st, so 1 month, and then it'll switch to a different game. Now there were some other games that were streamable. There was like 4 or 5 other ones, I think. None that I recognized. They were a lot smaller titles, look like independent titles or whatever. And that doesn't mean any of them are good or bad or whatever, because I didn't try them all. But so there is content there. So if you're a Prime member, there's literally no downside to trying Luna. And if you're already on your Amazon account, it's literally a 2 clicks and you're there. And there's no downside to it. You can stream some games. Now, having said all of that, at the end when I left the game, Devil May Cry 5, it said, first of all, it gave me a little survey thing saying, how was your experience? Was it, stutter free? Was it da-da-da? And I just said, yeah, it was perfect. I mean, there was no issues at all. And then it said, do you want to try Luna Plus or some shit like that for $4.99 or $5.99 a month? And then there's a whole library of games that you can play, you can stream for that subscription price. So it's literally it's a pay one price for the plus, I guess, and it's all you can eat. Just however much you want to stream, you can just stream all you want on whatever games they have. Or if you're a plus, if you're already a Prime Amazon Prime member, you can just do the free shit every month, a different game, and that don't cost you nothing. So, anyway, I would be interested to know. Well, first of all, I'd like to know a couple things. Number one, did any of y'all know about this Luna service from Amazon that it was in beta all this time? I didn't know. I'd never even heard it, and I'm in knee deep in the gaming news every day, checking shit out, and I somehow never saw it. And I'm on Prime Gaming because I go on Prime Gaming to claim stuff for like New World. Even though I'm not playing New World, there's free stuff every couple of weeks or something like that, DLC shit, skins and stuff like that. And so I'm doing that. Did not see or hear anything about Luna. So that's the first thing I'd like to know. Any of you guys even know about it? And second of all, if you did, have you guys had any different experience other than what I had? I had a good experience the short time that I did it, and I certainly am not going to pay a subscription fee. I'm not going to do that under any circumstance. But anyway, put your feedback down below if you can, because I'd be interested to know what your take is on it and so forth. They are making like some comparisons to Stadia, because Stadia was all streaming. The difference was there was a controller, and there is a controller for Luna that you can get, I guess, if you want to just like sit on your couch and play on your TV. You can get a Luna controller. I forget how much it was. Oh, that was the other thing I did want to mention. So I played it right here at my PC, keyboard and mouse. Now, we talk about console ports a lot. This Devil May Cry 5 is a prime example of, it's a console game, but they made it so you could play it on the PC, but it sucks. The key mapping sucks, like a lot of ports do, where you can't do certain things. Now, it had some things that were automatic, like WASD, if you were in PC mode and so forth, but I went to rebind because one of the things that you can do is you can cycle targets. Well, as everybody knows, PC gaming, when you cycle targets, you use your tab key to cycle. At least I do, and I think most people do. You use your tab key to cycle. That is not a bindable key in this Devil May Cry 5 through Luna. I have no idea if it's something where you could buy the game like on Steam, and if it would still be the same where you can't even like use the tab key for anything. And then there were some other weird things that that were definitely, us PC gamers, we have usually have, if it's a PC title designed for PC, we have the whole keyboard at our disposal to use however we want to set up our keys and stuff. And when it's a console port, that isn't necessarily always the case. And that was what happened with this particular game. So, anyway, there's my thoughts on the whole Luna thing. So, let me know what your thoughts were. Gotta wet the whistle? Yeah, that's good. That one I like cold. A lot of beers. This one isn't that dark, but a lot of like brown ales and porters and stouts and all that stuff. I drink at room temperature. That one I gotta have cold. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about real quick. I'm assuming that most people are familiar with the name Sid Meier. Sid Meier is the guy who invented or created the Civilization series. That's the name right there. Sid Meier's Civilization. This is the book. I just happen to have it right handy on my bookshelf. Civilization 2, which is the one I think that I didn't do the first one. This was the one when I found the series, and I put so many hours into it. It's back when it was with Microprose. That was Macroprose strategy. He put all kinds of different. He put out Pirates, and I think he did Railroad Tycoon, and he did Alpha Centauri, and there's just a whole bunch that Sid Meier has done. So he is a legend in gaming for what he has created. Here's another one. This was Civ 4. That one again was on the bookshelf, so I was able to grab it there. So obviously we're up to Civilization 6 now. Who knows if they're making another one or whatever. But so when he makes statements about certain things, it becomes newsworthy when he's talking about the gaming industry. And he was interviewed, I guess, a couple days ago or whatever, specifically about the status of gaming as it is right now. And he had some pretty strong statements about monetization. He is not a fan of monetization in gaming, meaning like loot boxes, selling loot boxes and skins and DLC and all this bullshit. He is not a big fan of it. And I'm taking him out of context. It's not a direct quote, but basically what he said was something to the effect of, when we start focusing on other aspects that are not gameplay related, we are taking away from the experience for the gamer or whatever. And I could not agree with him more. He says when they concentrate too much on the monetization of the games, that's energy they could be putting into the gameplay. And he says as a result, it hurts the whole industry, in his opinion. And I couldn't agree more. Now, from the business standpoint, the college graduate, bean counters that took, however many years of economics and statistics and all these different things, they're always going to go by the what I call it the corporate America model of squeeze every little nickel dime possible out of every possible avenue that you absolutely can in all instances. Apparently Sid Meier is not of that mindset. Now, you might be saying at this point right now, you might say, well, AJ, um, or Greyhawk 4x4, whichever you like to call me, um, that that doesn't necessarily, that's kind of contradictory, because if you look on Steam for, like, say, Civilization 6, let's take that as an example, there is literally a quadzillion DLCs. I mean, if you click on the button that, like, says add all DLC to cart or something like that, it's like 300 and some dollars. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, I don't think that's Sid Meier's doing. He designs the game and the gameplay and everything else. I think that, because I believe that's now EA. I'm pretty sure that's EA now. The newer, this was game. I want to say it's EA now. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I know it's Firaxis as the developer. But anyway, this is Games for Windows, which isn't around anymore. But whoever the controlling publisher is, they determine, like, the DLC schedules and how much they're going to charge and how many DLCs they're going to have. That's all done by the publisher, etc., between the developer and the publisher. Sid Meier's the idea guy. He's the guy who designed the system, the gameplay. He's the game designer. He doesn't, get into all the minutia, I'm sure, of the DLC and what it all costs and all that stuff. Now, that's not taking away the fact that his name is attached to it. So he has to bear some responsibility for it if his name's attached to it. But by him going on and basically making this statement that says, hey, I think that getting into the monetization game too far takes away from the gameplay and everything. I think he's basically making it known what his stance is. And you can read between the lines and realize he doesn't necessarily have control over a lot of that. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting, if I can find the article again, I should be able to. I will put a link below to that article if you want to go read the article about that. So anyway, guys, that is Beer 30 for the day. What do you think of Luna? What do you think of the Sid Meier quote there that about monetization and that whole topic? And I hope you're having a delicious beverage. Until next time, we will catch you guys on the flip side.